Get ready to face the floor. It's time to settle the score. Jim Cornette, everybody, making his way to the ring against one-time rival, I should say, in Santino Marella. Jim Cornette, Santino Marella. These two have had a history going back to OVW when Jim Cornette slapped. He slapped Santino Marella. That's not how, you can't just slap people, according to Santino Marella. Santino Marella was a Canadian professional wrestler before making his way to Ohio Valley Wrestling. Back in the day, Ohio Valley Wrestling was a precursor to NXT. Jim Cornette was the booker. He wanted the Boogeyman to be his next big star. He was a scary, scary bastard. However, Santino Marella, in the front row in the amateur class, while observing, showed no fear. He showed no fear at the freak that the Boogeyman was, pissing off Jim Cornette. He was upset. Santino Marella he absolutely buried the Boogeyman that one time. So Jim Cornette took him backstage and gave him a good old slap upside the noggin. However, that was justification to get him fired, while Santino Marella power walked his way through WWE, almost winning the Royal Rumble. The first 40-man Royal Rumble. And now these two are finally going to settle it. Santino's held that grudge, believing he's Mr. Tough Guy and could have taken on a middle-aged, fat white man, as he says, as Jim Cornette says. And Jim Cornette wants Santino Marella out of the wrestling industry altogether. There's only one way to settle it, and it's inside of a wrestling ring. This isn't just for the slap. This is for the honor of pro wrestling, if you ask Jim Cornette. But Santino Marella just plans to goof around as he does. That's what made him all the big bucks. Jim Cornette pushing Santino Marella up against the ropes. Bitch slap, bitch slap. Show him how it's done, Jimmy. Show him how it's done. Zero respect for Santino. It's like he's getting his ass walloped. Getting his ass walloped by this middle-aged white man. Jim Cornette being sure to chug his diet soda. His Sprite Zero, I mean. We're going to see if shitting himself is going to make him any lighter. In the clip where Jim Cornette buries Santino Marella, he casually brings up how he shit himself the same day, like it's the most normal thing in the world. Very strange thing to do. CM Punk, who will be on later tonight, also shit himself in the ring before against none other than former Dean Ambrose, now Jon Moxley. We're going to see if history repeats itself in this Jim Cornette-themed episode of Bunny Rabbit Wrestling between Bret Hart, Jim Cornette, and CM Punk. Santino Marella going for a submission, but Jim Cornette easily powers out the armbar. Jim Cornette will have to watch out for that snake in the trousers of Santino Marella. Jim Cornette already busting up Santino open. Jim Cornette's looked unstoppable with those running knees. Doing those shitty-looking knee lifts better than the Young Bucks ever could. Jim Cornette's going to show this Canadian-Italian fuck how it's done. Santino delivering a robotic elbow to the head of Jim Cornette. Ref, get out of the way. Ref is blocking the camera view. Santino Marella hyping up the crowd. People are laughing. They think wrestling's a joke. This is exactly what Jim Cornette didn't want. For the wrestling business to not be taken seriously. What he should have done to Alberto Del Rio back in the day. Jim Cornette's going to take a nice nap on the outside. Like a snake stalking his prey. Santino Marella Tries to corner Jim Cornette as the unicorn gets in the way. Our seat filler unicorn gets in the way. Our seat filler referee won't get out of the way. Couple more slaps to Santino. Couple more slaps. Lifting him up for the one-winged fairy. The one-winged angel. GTS straight out of hell! Jim Cornette's not done with this bastard. Santino no-sells it. He son of a bitch. Oh yeah, Mr. Big Time Shooter himself. Take this. 1, 2. Santino Marella will not be buried by Jim Cornette. He refuses to. He won't let Jim Cornette bury him. He won't let him bully and bury him, abuse his power like he has to the rest of the locker room, as he claims. Jim Cornette once again going up top. He hates Santino. He will do whatever it takes to kill this man. Stomping straight on his chest. That was a shoot. 1, 2. Again, Santino desperately clinging to life. Jim Cornette's fury has overtaken him. Santino once again no-sells it. No-sells it. Jim Cornette going to the top. He just wants to murder this bastard. Jim Cornette, usually very risk-averse, not the type to go up top, but he really, really hates Santino Marella. Jim Cornette out of breath, not thinking with his head. Santino throwing Cornette into the corner. Trying to catch his breath. Doing some kung fu taunts. The athleticism of this 60-year-old fat man who only drinks diet soda. There's a brown stain on his sweatpants. Thank goodness it's black. It at least hides it a little. Jim Cornette once again going up top. We're going to do another chest stomp. We're going to cave his chest in. Finn Balor chest stomp, but it's not a shoot. All right, we got him. We got his ass. We got his ass this time. Santino Marella groggily gets up to his feet. Is he even conscious at this point? GTS straight out of hell. Straight out of hell. One more for good measure. One more for good measure, Jimmy. Jimbo going up top. Going up top. Double foot stomp. 1, 2, 3. Santino Marella is covered in blood. The cult of meat with extra cheese has once again done it. The fury of Jim Cornette came on display. He wants to slap this motherfucker upside the head once again. Yeah, we're not done with you. We are not done with you. Jim Cornette being a bad sport. Wants to make sure Santino Marella suffered a career-ending neck injury. Jim Cornette plans to make sure it stays that way. There we go. One more G, just for good measure, just for shits and giggles at this time. At this point, lifting up Santino, breaking his neck once again with another GTS straight out of hell. Unbelievable. Jim Cornette, everybody.